I've been self-publishing now over on Amazon KDP for several years. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how to rank for search terms without spending a ton of money. So I've just launched a new children's book over on Amazon. It's called Barney Loves Bananas. And I'm going to use this book as an example to show you how I would go about ranking for keywords. Now, the main reason we do this is because Amazon works like a search engine. And the best way that you can get sales over on Amazon is by ranking for a keyword that people are searching for. So this book, for example, Barney Loves Bananas, the ultimate for this book would be ranking at number 1 for something like kids book or children's picture book. But that's just not a very realistic aim without spending tens of thousands of dollars. And even then it's not guaranteed. Because if you come on over to Amazon and you type in kids book into the search bar, you can see that there are over 100,000 results. And that's because that's a very, very broad search term. Yes, the search volume for that keyword is going to be very, very high, but it's also going to be near impossible to rank for that search term. And so what we want to be doing is we want to be niching down a little bit in terms of our keyword string. So the first thing you can do is just enter a space after that and see what Amazon suggests. So you got here, for example, kids book ages 4 to 6, which is perfect for my book, Barney Loves Bananas. And you can see here that straight away, those search results have gone down a little bit, and it's gone down to over 80,000 results. So that is still incredibly broad and incredibly difficult to rank for that search term. So the first thing that you want to really be doing when you launch a new book is figuring out what the keywords are that you're going to be targeting. And instead of targeting those broader keywords, what you want to be doing is targeting some longer tail keywords. And that is the best way to get ongoing organic sales without spending a ton of money over on Amazon. So you can use keyword tools to try and find those keywords. But one of the best things to do is just go into Amazon, search around a little bit until those search results start going down. So here, for example, I've put in rhyming books for kids ages 3 to 5. And now we have over 3,000 results. So that's still pretty competitive, but it's nowhere near those 100,000 results earlier. So we might be able to rank here for the slightly longer tail keyword. So instead of targeting book for kids, we're targeting rhyming book for kids ages 3 to 6. And then you've also got on here, which is ages 4 to 8. So those are 2 longer tail keywords that we could take into Amazon ads and use to launch this book with. So now I'm going to go over to my Amazon ads dashboard in the USA because that's the primary marketplace for this book, and we're going to set up a keyword ad. So to set up a keyword ad, all you need to do is create a new campaign, give it a name. So we've named it Barney keyword. We're going to add our product here, and then we're going to scroll down and do manual targeting. Automatic targeting is a great way to launch your book if you're happy going a little bit broader. That might target things like kids book, children's book, etc. But the manual targeting is where we're going to enter those longer tail keywords. And so we scroll down, and what we do is we enter our list. So we come back over to Amazon and we grab those 2 keywords that we found. Now, if you want to target loads of keywords like these, you could do the broad match type. But seeing as we're doing slightly longer tail keywords, I'm going to launch it with the phrase and exact match. The exact match type means it's going to use this exact keyword search term, and the phrase will use similar. So if we add those with the suggested bid, you can see the suggested bid there is $1.31 and $1.50. So those are very expensive. Now the bottom end of those might be a little bit better. So it says here the bottom end is 85 cents. So I'm going to set this at 85 cents. But these ones here, the lower end is $1.29. Now, they might still serve at 85 cents, but what we're going to try and do is find some additional long tail keywords where the suggested bid is a little bit lower. So we come on over to Amazon and we start searching around again for some similar keywords. Now, my Barney Loves Bananas kids book is around inclusion, diversity, all those kind of things. So that's something that we could target. So kids book about inclusion, we've now got less than 1,000 results, which is so much better. So if I take that and add that into our Amazon ad, the suggested bid is a little bit lower at just over $1. And I'm going to take that down to the bottom end, which is 78 cents. Kids book about diversity, that's got over 4,000 results, so I think that's a little bit too broad for us. Kids book about bears, 9,000 results. Kids book about differences, over 1,000 results, so we're going to target that one. And that one's much better. So the suggested bid on that is 69 cents. And if we go to the lower area, that's 52 cents. That bid is a lot better for me. So what I think I'm going to do is $1.50 is far too much for these ones here. So I'm going to reduce that down. Those ones at the bottom might not serve. But there we go. We've got a few longer tail keywords that we can target on Amazon ads. And then we scroll down, we set our bidding strategy. I always use down only. That means that these bids are the maximum Amazon's going to bid, but it can also bid lower. So that's a great option to try and reduce your cost per click across this keyword ad. What you can also do as well is increase your bids by top of search, rest of search, or product pages. Most sales come from that top of search placement, so I don't mind adding 10% there. Then you need to give your campaign a name, choose a portfolio if you want to, set a start and end date, and put a daily budget. So Amazon here is suggesting $30. I'll put $20 just to give myself a little bit more control over the spend. And then you can also increase your bids for high traffic days as well. This is the Amazon ad algorithm helping you to get more impressions and clicks on high traffic days. But we are going to unclick that because we're not really bothered about Father's Day for this book. And then all you do is click launch campaign. So hopefully once these ads start serving and you start getting a few impressions and clicks through these, your book will start ranking for those search terms. Generally, the more orders you get at the better conversion rate, the higher your book will appear for those search terms. So if we come onto here and we search for kids book about inclusion, which was one of my search terms that I targeted for this ad, we scroll down on the first page and you can see right here at the bottom, you've got Barney loves bananas. And that's because I've used this search term already in a different keyword ad. I've got a couple of sales, and so that's now ranking on the first page. If this book gets more sales for that search term, hopefully it's going to move up and get towards the top of the first page. Now, if I'd got a few sales for kids book ages 3 to 5, there's no chance that my book would be ranking on page 1. But because I'm targeting these slightly longer tail keywords, these slightly lesser searched keywords, there's every chance of ranking organically for those search terms if you get a few sales using Amazon ads. And that's my strategy when I'm launching a new book over on Amazon. I'll try and find some slightly longer tail keywords. I'll add them into a keyword ad over on Amazon, and then I'll let it serve for maybe 30 days and then see how my book's ranking for certain search terms and optimize my ad based on that. What I normally find is that some keywords will be serving well and you'll be getting clicks and orders, and then other ones won't even be serving because you're not bidding enough. So it's really helpful to come in and optimize it, maybe up the bids on a few keyword ads, maybe reduce the bids on others. But then what you can do is optimize your ad moving forward for month 2, month 3, etc. So this is how I rank my books for keywords over on Amazon. And the reason why I do this is because over the long term, you don't want to be running ads for all of your books, not in year 2, year 3 of your book's lifespan. But if you can get your book to sell organically for certain keywords, you can turn your ads off. And if it remains there on page 1 in position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right at the top of search, there's every chance you're going to get ongoing organic sales for as long as your book performs well. And so this is what I've seen with some of my books. Others tend to drop down organically if they're not received really well by consumers. But the ones that are received well tend to sticky there towards the top of the search. So if you've not got a ton of budget with your Amazon ads, but you want to get those ongoing organic sales, this would be the strategy I would recommend. I'd highly recommend checking out my other Amazon ads videos as well. I've got a load on this channel now, and I tend to make a couple every single month to give you the latest tips and tricks on Amazon ads. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.